They draw thousands of people to our state each year, and I'm not talking about the Great Lakes. Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Laurel Hess and this is Comcast Newsmakers. Our topic today is the Michigan Museums Association. Here to discuss it with us is its Executive Director, Susan Steele. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
What exactly is the Michigan Museums Association?
We are a membership-based association. We have as members all of the different kinds of museums within Michigan. Art museums, history museums, historic houses, lighthouse, zoos, aquariums, science center. Really anybody who has any kind of museum-like programs for visitors, they can be member institutions. We also have individuals as members, people who work in museums, students who are planning to get into the museum field, and volunteers as well.
What's the big benefit of having an association sort of allowing all of these different entities to talk to one another, share information, maybe resources, that type of thing?
It really is about sharing information. Because Michigan is so big geographically and our members are so spread out, what we really like to focus on is those face-to-face connection opportunities. So we can get some of the bigger institutions sometimes in connection with the smaller institutions, sort of sharing expertise and best practices, especially for our smaller institutions. We like to help them as much as they can. Many of them are so small they don't even have staff. They're completely volunteer-led, and we try to help them out whenever we can.
And you sort of travel the state holding conferences, seminars, try to get to as many different areas of the state as possible?
We do. This year we have at least one program or event for museum staff members all over the state, one in each month. We have a program going on today in Alpena. We'll have our annual conference in Harbor Springs in October, and this May we'll be at the Edsel and Eleanor Ford Home for our annual spring gathering.
And you have an annual conference that moves around as well. Mm-hmm. Do you discuss how do you attract more visitors, sort of that whole cultural tourism element that there is out there?
We do. We know how important museums and other places are for tourism in Michigan, so we try to keep all of our museums healthy and vibrant, and focusing a lot on the visitor experience. You know, making sure people have a really great experience even before they walk in the door, making sure your website is in a good spot, lots of good information for people, making it easy to arrive, to park, to see all the different things that museums have to offer.
How does Michigan compare maybe to other states or states with other big cities and huge metropolitan areas, and you think of, oh, we're going to go to Chicago or New York because they have these fabulous museums, yet there are so many fine institutions right here in our own community, in our own state?
There are. There's probably several hundred different museums and historic sites, lighthouses. Michigan, of course, has tons of lighthouses. It's a pretty broad range. It covers art and history and science and technology and transportation, and really there's something for everybody no matter where you go in Michigan.
Biggest struggle right now, I would imagine, with all nonprofits, many museums certainly falling under that umbrella, how to deal with the funding issues and that type of thing?
Yes, but that is another issue that we try to focus on, you know, making sure everybody knows about grant opportunities that are out there, and again, just sort of maximizing your own institution so that you are drawing visitors in and you're bringing people in, and just doing whatever you can to keep those doors open.
I know you help to and hope to give your members advice on how to keep those customers or those visitors coming in, and how to, as you mentioned, maximize that experience. What are some of the tips or advice that you give folks as far as what is going to make the public happy?
We're actually working on a new program this year. It's called the Visitor Experience Workshop, and we're going to have for at least a couple of times this year, and that will be sort of covering the entire visitor experience. We got some funding to do that. We're offering it to museums big and small around the state, and that'll be ready sometime this year.
All right, lots going on. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
If you'd like more information on today's topic, you can visit michiganmuseums.org. Today's Comcast Newsmaker was Susan Steele, the Executive Director of the Michigan Museums Association.